Hey, it's Kim Commando Today, your daily podcast to keep you up to date with all things digital and beyond. And I'd love to have you be a part of our podcast. You can make an appointment to speak with me. Just head over to commando.com, and on the top right, there's a button that says Email Kim. Fill that out, and that's it. I always like to start with something interesting. And you know what the old saying is? An army marches on its stomach. Well, I'm sure you've heard about the video game by the name of Halo. Well, now it's turning into a cookbook. I never thought I'd say that. A video game is coming out with its very own cookbook. They say it has over 70 different recipes, from snacks you can take with you to spreads, quote, that will feed an entire squadron. I can't wait. It's probably going to be a hit because so many people play Halo. Daniel Craig does, Vin Diesel, Zac Efron, and Lionel Richie. Yeah, he even wrote a song about it because he loved the game so much. It was such a big hit. And I'm sure you know the song. It goes like this. Halo, are you the one I'm looking for? Yeah, okay, that was really bad. Get it? Halo, hello. All right. Hey, it's Kim Commando Today because tech never stops. We've expanded my successful weekend show about all things digital to weekdays. And you can listen every Friday here on WLS 890 AM in the Chicago area and beyond, because that station is just a blowtorch throughout the United States. And you can also get Kim Commando Today as a podcast Monday through Friday, wherever you get your podcasts. Or search for Commando with a K, of course. And our T-Mobile Unlimited listener line is now open at 1-888-825-5254 is the way to join us. Hey, and if you're too shy to come on a radio show, to come on a podcast, well, you know what? You can always drop me your email questions and just head over to the website, commando.com. And in the upper right-hand corner, there's a link that says Email Kim. All right, let's get started with 5 things you need to know that's happening right now in the tech world to keep you up to date. And number 1 on our list of 5 is a moment in tech history that just happened the other day, because it was bound to happen. 16 years ago, we're going to go back in time, Nikon gave up film cameras. Do you remember those? But the recent announcement was even bigger. Both Nikon and Canon are ending their historic run of the photographer's rugged companion, the single-lens reflex camera, which means that whole era is completely over. Nikon's iconic f1 film SLR camera first appeared in 1959. Now, only the pros or dedicated amateur photographers who want to spend a ton of money could afford them. Canon has been Nikon's best competitor, with so many people just saying, hey, you know, Canon's better, Nikon's better. There's always a fight. Well, diehard fans you have in each camp, but the other day was a watershed moment in the history of photography. Nikon will no longer make digital SLR cameras. That's right. From here on out, it's mirrorless digital cameras. Of course, this is an arena where Sony is leading the way. But look for Nikon to come roaring forward as it refocuses. Yes, I said that. You know, we take so many photos with our phones right now, too. I mean, I have about 26,000 photos on my phone, backed up to my iMac, and also in the cloud. And I laugh right now when I think back when I'd be taking pictures with a regular camera, and my mom or dad would say, hey, Kim, stop wasting the film. Number 2 on our list is Netflix is not netting a lot of good vibes. Yeah, management is on pins and needles over at Netflix, wondering if the company that they've watched disrupt TV in Hollywood is about itself to be disrupted. Get this. After Netflix reported losing subscribers for the first time in over 10 years last quarter, the company's Q2 earnings that were just revealed, well, there's a drop of 1.3 million in the U.S. and Canada between the end of March and the end of June. Wow. So what's up? What's going on with Netflix? While Apple, Hulu, HBO Stars, and Amazon, you know, they're dropping out episodes of their streaming shows once a week, Netflix has always dropped out full seasons all at once. You know, and everybody just binge watched. They sat there for hours and hours watching one program, which was the disruption. But viewership, along with those of us paying for Netflix, is in steep decline, so are profits. This is also interesting. Netflix, I don't know if you know this, they took their most popular show, Stranger Things, and they broke the final season in half. And then it dropped, and now everybody's watching that. But what happens after Stranger Things? Now, whether stretching out a show season attracts new viewers or turns current ones into, I just can't get enough, or angers and alienates them, is what's hanging in balance. So is Netflix about to get disrupted? Well, that's the billion-dollar question that we'll know the answer to by the end of the year. And as I always say, if you don't innovate, you're going to evaporate. Hey, number 3 on our list, guess the company name that inflation just doesn't matter. Yes, there's little doubt now. Inflation close to 10%. The only way to bring it back under control, unfortunately, is probably with a recession. So interest rates are going to go way up, especially under credit cards. Money's going to be harder to borrow. New home loans become tight and expensive, and new home sales they're going to suffer even more. But one company is going to come through just fine. What's the name of the company? Right? Here's a clue. It has so many competitors, but remains head and shoulders above them. People look forward to their announcements. Now, if you've guessed Apple, you'd be right. And even with the top of the line iPhone costing more than ever, especially with this chip shortage, the new iPhone 14, it's coming this fall. It's supposed to be selling like hotcakes. Let me tell you that. Speaking of Apple, coming in at number 4, AirTag, you're it. Yes, it was back on Friday, April 30th, 2021. Apple released its AirTag trackers. Now, to say they've been a hit is just a total understatement. I mean, I have quite a few myself. They're about the size of a quarter. Battery lasts for 2 years, and you can also replace the battery, too. I have them on my bikes, cars, key rings, my wallet. I even have one on my golden retriever, Abby. But the problem with these AirTags is that they're also being used to stalk and harass people. I'm sure you probably heard a few stories, but according to a motherboard report, it seems like the problem is worse than anybody really thought. Listen to this. They reviewed police reports from across the country covering an 8-month period where AirTags were allegedly used in cases of stalking, harassment, and abuse. Many involve angry exes. Now, in one case, a woman kept getting notifications about nearby unknown AirTags. Well, she ended up finding several of them, of these trackers mounted underneath her car. Yes, underneath her car. Now, another woman kept wondering how a man she had a protective order against always seemed to know where she was located. Well, once again, an AirTag was found hiding in her car. And quite a few of these victims were threatened with physical violence. The bottom line, these AirTags are a real problem. Now, over at Commando.com, we have just a ton of tips on how you can protect yourself from being tracked by an AirTag. And I'll just tell you something. If you know anyone in a bad, unhealthy relationship, you really need to tell them how to look out for these AirTags. And if they don't already have an iPhone, they should probably get an iPhone. Okay. Yes, Apple has an app that will detect AirTags on an Android-based phone, but the problem with that is it can take up to 10 minutes for that Android device to find the AirTags. So if you're in a bad relationship, I hate to break it to you, but that Android phone has to go. You're going to really need to have an iPhone to make sure that none of this bad stuff happens to you. And finally, coming in last on our list at number 5, a nose for booze. What? Yes, it's a tech nose. Scientists in Sydney have developed a high-tech robotic nose that just has one job: to tell the differences in various whiskeys. Why did they come up with this? I'll tell you why in just a moment, why this is big news. It's a handy robotic nose that can mimic a human sense of smell through the use of 8 built-in sensors. Now, those sensors generate signs unique to the different odor molecules, which are then analyzed by a computer. So, Mr. Roboto Nose has been able to spot the differences in 6 whiskeys by brand name, regions, and other factors. Jack Daniel's Honey Jack, so good. And he does it in just a few minutes. The robotic nose has had about a 92% accuracy for determining whiskey style and 96% accuracy in identifying the brand name. And when it comes to detecting the region, wow, the e-nose nailed it 100%. But why is this even a thing? Basically, to separate the cheap stuff from the rare, very valuable bottles of whiskey that can pull in 6 figures at an auction. And the scientists behind the robotic nose say the same tech could be used in other ways, like maybe finding counterfeit wine or counterfeit perfume, because it's apparently whiskey business. Yes. Hey, stay right where you are. Coming up, we have some free dictation software to tell you about. We have an easy way to juggle multiple social media accounts. We have a genius Google trick to catch embarrassing typos. We're going to talk about lightning and selfies, and then still to come, how to find the best router for your home here on Kim Commando Today. How'd you like to hear about how I saved $456 in just 5 minutes? I used an app called Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Can you remember all the free trials and all the other random subscriptions that you've signed up for? Of course you don't, and that's what they're banking on. I love that with Rocket Money, I can see all of my subscriptions in one place. Then if I see something I don't want, I just tap to cancel, and I never have to get on the phone with customer service. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has helped save its members an average of $720 a year, with over 500 million in canceled subscriptions. Stop wasting money on things that you just don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/Kim. That's rocketmoney.com/Kim. rocketmoney.com/Kim. Hey, welcome. It's Kim Komando today. And if you have not already gotten your free guides, what are you waiting for? Head over to komando.com/free guides. And whether you're on Windows or Mac, we have one just for you with your name on it. Claim it today. Head over to komando.com/free guides. All right. How about we start with Ed? Hello there, Ed.
Hey, Kim. Yeah, thanks for taking my call.
You betcha.
We're both retired, my wife and I. We've been married for going on 63 years, and we both had little part-time jobs we enjoyed doing. And, of course, COVID killed all that.
Sure.
And we'd kind of like to find really good alternatives to cable. You know, we got about 360 channels. We watch probably 5 of them.
Yeah.
And the only time we ever use the house phone is when it rings, and that's a robocall. And so I'd like to get some. I was kind of in a quandary, and I thought, well, about the only thing to do here would be to contact America's Digital Goddess. So,
well, thank you.
Here I am.
Thank you, Ed. Well, you know, it's so you're going to enter the streaming world now. And,
apparently so.
And so you're going to cut the cable. And the thing that you have to be careful of, Ed, is that you don't start paying more than what you're paying now.
Certainly.
Because a lot of people, they'll sign up for Netflix. Well, that's $20 a month. Mm-hmm. Then they're going to sign up for Hulu. Well, that's $15 a month. Well, then they want their sports, and that's going to be another $15 a month.
Sure.
And then there are certain shows that you want to be able to watch, and maybe those are the certain news channels. And, well, guess what? That's going to be another 10. So you know where I'm going with this.
Sure.
So you want to look at the various things that you have, and then start looking at different options. Before you cut the cable, what I would do is I'd call whoever your provider is and tell them that you're having trouble paying the bill, and that you're thinking about cutting the cable. And you want to ask to speak to somebody in the retention department, Ed, okay? Because it's cheaper to keep a current customer than to go get a new customer. And all these cable companies, people are flooding away. But you may find that they have a deal for you if you stay and if you tell them that you're about ready to quit. Because doing streaming is not for the faint-hearted. You'd have to make sure that you have an internet-connected TV or a relatively new modern smart TV that has an internet connection. If not, you need to get a streaming box. And then you've got all these different choices from Sling and Roku, and it really becomes a bit of a nightmare. But specifically, the cost may also increase accordingly, because then you've got Disney Plus, and it just gets to be a bit of a nightmare. So, but you may find that you'll be able to reduce that price and get a better deal. Now, the only thing I want to caution you on is that on your phone I want you to use the Reminders app, because they're going to tell you that we're going to give you a deal for 6 months or 12 months, and then the price is going to go up accordingly. So just make a reminder in your phone to say in 4 months or 5 months, whatever that time is, that you're going to go ahead and increase that in. So try that first, and then we've got tons of tools as far as getting ready to cut the cord and how to do streaming, and we'll go ahead and post some of them over on the website as well, Ed, for you, and we'll send you out some so that this way you can read up on exactly when it's taken. Then when you have some questions about which service streaming player would be the best, that's when we can talk a little bit more. But just see if you can lower that price first, because I think that's going to be your first step. And thank you, Ed, for your call and also your kind words. All right, let's see. Sharon, you're up next.
Hi, how are you? Good evening.
Oh, I'm fabulous. So what is on your mind?
Just wanted to say thank you for the information about the Libby.
Oh, yes.
That was very helpful. with the e-books and the e-reader. However, my library doesn't always have some of the books that I'm looking for. So wanted to find out what is a good app that's not really expensive that I could possibly download to do the same thing with if my library doesn't have the book that I'm looking for.
So are you an avid book reader?
Not the way I should.
Okay.
I go through phases.
I think we all do. It goes, it's like all of a sudden it's like a great idea. I do the same thing. Like, oh, I'm going to be listening to audiobooks. I did that for like a couple of weeks. I'm like, well, so much for that. Womp womp.
I understand.
So, but if you are really an avid reader, it's really hard to beat an Amazon Kindle. Do you have one of those?
No, but I did do the Amazon audio for over a year.
Oh, okay.
When I was in a book club. And then when I got out of the book club, I'm like, why am I paying all of this?
Yeah, well,
I'm not reading as much.
Well, with the Kindle, you only pay for what the audiobooks are different because that's Audible. And that's, if you're going to be listening to, that's like $20 a month. I see where you're going.
Exactly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But with the Amazon Kindle, there's not a monthly fee. You just pay when you want to rent a book, or if you want to, get an ebook. Some of them are free. There are also free books. It works with some of the library titles. So if it's really something, and the Kindles are not expensive. You can find a decent Kindle for like $50. But what's nice about reading books on the Kindle versus on your tablet or your phone or anything like that is that the screen is really easy on your eyes. And in addition to that, it's not reflective. So you know how difficult it is to read a book on your phone when you're outside and the sun's hitting you?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. You're like,
yes.
Okay.
And I already wear glasses, so yes.
All right. Well, and you're also going to like that the Kindle, you might not necessarily need to wear your glasses because you can increase the font size in the books. So there's some tremendous advantages for getting a Kindle. The Paperwhite model is my favorite one. So if you go to Amazon, just look at the Kindle Paperwhite. They're really small. The battery lasts for months at a time, and then if you want to make notes in a margin, or if you want to look up a definition, it can also do that. So instead of let's getting an app to read, if you're gonna read, get an Amazon Kindle, and again look at the paper. Look at the Paperwhite, and I think you'll really be pleasantly surprised if you have never seen how it works. That it really is just a phenomenal piece of technology. It truly is. Sharon, thank you so much for your call, and thanks for the compliments about the information that we shared about ebooks. And that the app that she mentioned is called Libby, Libby. It really is a fantastic app if you want to start downloading and getting free books from your local library, because you don't have to go to your local library anymore, right? But if you have a library card number, is that you can download and read books, downloadable versions. And Libby will actually say, do you have a library card number? If you don't, they're going to help you get that as well. Again, that's Libby. You can find it in the Google Play Store as well as the Apple App Store. There are at least a dozen different Kindles. And so if you're looking for the best Kindle for you, over at the website, komando.com, we have a whole product review section. And in that section, we have how to pick out the best Kindle for you. I happen to like the Paperwhite, but maybe you might like something else. So head over to the website and just search for Kindle Review. All right. It's a question that pops up from time to time here on the shows is, how can I dictate my memoir or my best-selling novel or whatever it may be, because I'm just really bad at typing? And what program do you recommend that I should purchase? Yes. Did you know that both Windows and Macs have built-in dictation tools? You just need to turn it on. You don't need to buy anything. So whether you want to write the next great American novel, or maybe you're just a little slow on the keyboard, you don't need to buy separate software or get an app to dictate your words into typed text, because you already have it. Now, it does take time for your Windows or Mac to get used to your voice. You need to speak very clearly, and best to use a mic on your earbuds. Now, if you want to include punctuation, you need to say something like, quote, "I just love Kim Komando, !" End quote. Now, to use the free dictation on Windows, just press the Windows key and the letter H. And on a Mac, it's under System Preferences, Keyboard, and then Dictation. I use it a lot. I just hit the Command key twice to turn on the dictation on my Mac, because you can set up separate keystrokes. Again, that's Windows H on a Windows-based PC, and it's under System Preferences on your Mac. Stay right where you are. We have more of your phone calls coming up. How'd you like to hear about how I saved $456 in just 5 minutes? I used an app called Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Can you remember all the free trials and all the other random subscriptions that you've signed up for? Of course you don't, and that's what they're banking on. I love that with Rocket Money, I can see all of my subscriptions in one place. Then if I see something I don't want, I just tap to cancel, and I never have to get on the phone with customer service. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has helped save its members an average of $720 a year, with over 500 million in canceled subscriptions. Stop wasting money on things that you just don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/Kim. That's rocketmoney.com/Kim. rocketmoney.com/Kim. Hey, before we get to this Google trick, it's just genius, you're going to love, let's talk about if you have multiple social media accounts. You have your Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, LinkedIn, and more. Okay, well, if you're managing these accounts, you don't need to copy and paste the same status update on these different social media accounts. You can up your game because there's great tools like Buffer, Hootsuite, or Sprout Social that lets you post all across your social media accounts at once. And all you do is from their dashboard, you compose your post. And you can add photos, videos, and links, of course. You just choose where the post goes. Like I said, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, and then it's done. Now, a basic account is free for 3 social media accounts. And then normally you have to pay for up to 8 different social media platforms. Again, the names are Buffer, Hootsuite, or Sprout Social. We actually use Buffer. And speaking of social, you should follow me on social, whether you're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. It's all at Kim Komando. Again, so it's Instagram.com/Kim Komando, Facebook.com/Kim Komando, Twitter.com/Kim Komando. You know the drill because you're smart. All right, back to the phones we go with Roger. Hi there, Roger. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you so much for taking my question. I am in a position where I'm going to be looking for identity theft protection, and I've been listening to the show for a while, and you really seem to be knowledgeable, so I wondered if you had any advice for where to turn for this. I mean, I've always heard of, like LifeLock, but I didn't want to just stab at anything, and I know absolutely nothing about the different ones. Help me.
Help me. So why do you think you need to get an...
Help me!
Thank you. Why do you think you need an ID protection program?
Well, because this is kind of personal, but I've discovered that someone in my past has my Social Security number. I don't have any indication that anything nefarious has been done with it yet, but it kind of gave me a start, and I thought, God, I need to make sure that I am protected.
Well, here's the deal. If somebody just has your Social Security number, those are for sale on the dark web, right? And it's always a good idea to monitor your credit. So before you sign up for ID protection, because that can get pretty costly, is what I recommend is that you do a credit freeze. Have you ever heard of that?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so what the credit freeze will make sure that nobody can access your credit report. Scammers won't be able to open fraudulent accounts. Now, it is kind of a bummer. You need to contact each of the 3 credit bureaus individually. But placing a credit free, it's free for you as well as if your kids, if they need it too. And you just have to lift it when you want to apply for new credit. And so before before all this goes crazy, unless you really think that this person is nefarious and they're going to be doing a lot of bad things. If they're going to be doing a lot of bad things, and you're really worried about that, then absolutely you should sign up for LifeLock. And before you do, make sure that you look for any coupons online because they always have some type of deal running. And then always make sure that when you do sign up, especially now because Norton bought LifeLock and they're doing a lot of upselling, is that you're only getting that. And if you don't like that type of, if that becomes too much of a hassle, there's another company called Identity Guard that I've also used and I've also recommended. So either LifeLock or Identity Guard. Roger, thank you for your call. Hey, if you need more details about how to set up a credit freeze, we have that over on the website. Just search for credit freeze in the search box at Komando.com. All right, it's time now for a great tip. And this week is brought to you by Dr. Marty. Wow, what are you feeding your dog? Chances are Chances are, even if it's premium or organic dog food, it contains 50 to 64% processed cereal byproducts with little nutritional value. With 45 plus years, Dr. Marty Goldstein has been a pioneer in pet nutrition. Nature's Blend is premium freeze-dried raw dog food made in North America. And get this, 81% of the food is made from real cuts of raw turkey, raw beef, raw salmon, and organ meats. And the rest is omega-3 rich seeds, superfood veggies, and fruits. Let me tell you, my golden retriever, Abby, she used to be such a picky eater. Now she just devours her food, and she's no longer scratching like crazy, which is wonderful. Now, if your dog is picky, just try it. They offer a hassle-free full refund within 90 days of purchase if your dog doesn't love it. Just head over to drmartypets.com/Kim. That's drmartypets.com/Kim, or text Kim to 511-511. Text Kim, my name, to 511-511. All right, let's talk about how to use a genius Google trick. Oh, you're just going to love this, especially if you're not a professional writer. Your communication should not be sloppy. Now, one of the first tricks that professional writers learn is that you should read your work aloud. It sounds different in your head when it's spoken, so it's a neat trick to figure out if a sentence actually makes sense. Since you know what you type, the problem is that your eyes are going to scan over the text without picking up any typos, grammatical errors, or inconsistencies. And that's why reading it out loud is just super useful. But in the same way that your eyes can correct mistakes, you may automatically fix errors even when you're reading. Plus, if you're not always in an environment where you can read to yourself, and, well, let's face it, your family and friends and coworkers might not appreciate if you suddenly break out into prose in your home office. So this is the amazing Google trick. You can have Google read it back to you. So after writing your email or other text, just hit Control-A or Command-A and select everything. And then you're going to copy that by hitting Control-C on your PC, Command-C on a Mac. And then you're going to go to Google's Translate website. This is the secret. You go to translate.google.com, and then you're going to paste the text into the first box. Now, there's a speaker button underneath the English section, and here is where Google will read the text back to you. It's so much easier to pick up typos and grammatical errors that way. Now, here's a pro tip. If you're using the latest version of Microsoft Office for documents and presentations, Word can also read your writing. Simply highlight the text in your document, right-click on it, and select Read Aloud. And one more trick to make this even better. Listen with your eyes closed. You'll be able to focus on just what you hear instead of reading along with Google. Hey, stay right where you are. Coming up, we have more phone calls that you don't want to miss, and we're going to talk about selfies and lightning and how to pick the best router for your home here on Kim Komando Today.
Forget the pressure to be crushing your workout on day one. Just starting is what matters. Wherever you're beginning and wherever you want to be, start moving with Peloton Bike, Bike Plus, Tread, Row, Guide, or app. With thousands of classes and over 50 Peloton instructors ready to support you from day one. Remember, doing something is everything. Get started with a Peloton Bike or Bike Plus rental at onepeloton.ca/bike/rentals. All access membership separate. Terms apply.
Hey, just a quick reminder that you can catch the Kim Komando Show here Saturday and Sunday nights, all 3 hours, on WLS 890 AM and online at WLSAM.com. All right, before we go back to your phone calls, just a quick reminder, it's summertime and it's lightning. And you probably never heard of Jaipur, India. It's more than 8,000 miles away, but it's important because it's just southwest of New Delhi, and it's the site of the world's worst selfie disaster. 27 people climbed a 12th century brick and mud tower to take selfies. Wow, with a sudden flash, lightning instantly killed 18 folks. So here's what you'll feel a few seconds before lightning strikes. A strange metallic taste. The hairs on your arms will just stand up. You get this tickling sensation throughout your entire body, and then the sweet smell of ozone. Now, if you experience any of this anywhere, what I want you to do is just drop to the ground. Lightning is going to strike nearby within seconds. So this summer, be on the ball. All right, Josh, you're up next. Hello there, Josh.
Hi, Kim.
Welcome.
Thanks a lot for taking my call.
You betcha.
I love the show. I love actually getting your emails, too.
Thank you.
Makes it real easy to keep up to date on stuff.
Well, there's always something that's happening in the tech world, ain't it? It's like crazy.
I was calling. I was looking at my kids are starting to grow up, and they need to get some technology in their life. I was looking at getting them some watches that they can make phone calls from. We'd be able to track, and wanted to find out what kind of recommendations you would have for that.
So how old are the kids?
I have 7 kids.
Wow.
Ranging, yeah. They range from 14 to 6.
Okay, you were questioning that last one. I'm just saying. So you're like, I have 7 kids, 14 to 6, I think. Yes, that one. You're cute, Josh. You are.
Thanks.
So boys, girls, how many do you have?
I have 4 girls and 3 boys.
Boy, God bless you. That's fabulous. You know what? That's wonderful. That is really wonderful. All right. And so the 14-year-old boy or girl?
That's a girl.
Okay. And then the next one is what?
Girl.
Okay. And she's what? 12? 13?
And she is 12.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. 12. Yep. And then the next one is going to be a boy who is 11.
Okay.
And let me see. Then I got a girl. Yep. A girl who is 9.
Okay.
I got 2 boys who are 8.
Oh, we had twins. Perfect.
Well, not twins. We've actually adopted 5 of them.
Oh,
so
wow.
That's just how they lined up.
Oh, look at you now. You know what? You're even more of a gold. You're even more of a superstar. That is amazing. You know, really, truly, for you and your wife to open your home and your hearts out like that. That's really something. You know.
No, thank you. Yep.
And then you got your 6-year-old. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, the solution for the 14-year-old is different than the solution maybe the 12 and the 14-year-old can be the same. The 11, 9, and then we start getting a little bit younger. We probably don't want to have all those bells and whistles quite yet, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So is your goal to put something on them in their person so that you always know where they are? Or what are you concerned about?
Well, a couple of them are starting to get to the point where they want to be able to have some technology in their life. My 12-year-old, we do have her a phone.
Okay.
My 14-year-old, she's developmentally delayed.
Okay.
So she's more of a first grade mentally, unfortunately. And so we're not even thinking about a phone for her, but maybe a watch. You know, one that she could call like 3 or 4 people on it, and then we can control when she's able to do that and what app she has on that. And that's kind of what I want for all of them. Okay.
All right. You hear me hesitating because I'm thinking the 14-year-old with a first grade.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're looking at the 2 for the 2 8-year-old boys and the 6-year-old. They're probably going to be in the same bucket, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So they're in the same bucket, and then we've got the 12-year-old who has a phone. What type of phone does she have?
I got a cheap one from a dollar store, so it's an Android.
Okay, so she's got an Android phone, and then the 11 and 9, they don't have anything, right?
Nope, they don't have anything.
Okay, so here's what I want to do. This is now the second time I just did this in this hour, but I'm giving myself some homework. What I'd like to do? I mean, you know, probably the de facto standard, like for maybe the 12-year-old, would be a Verizon Gizmo. I mean, it's a great thing. It's expensive. It's $179 with monthly fees. So that's why I was trying to figure out if there was a way. I mean, if you just want to put something on their person as a tracker, you could buy a tile tracker and slip it in their backpack or whatever, an Apple AirPod, and you put it on their belt loop or whatever it may be, and you can get a 4-pack of those for $99, and there's no monthly fees.
Okay.
So the question is, do we need the 6-year-old to be able to push a button to call for help?
Probably not.
Okay. And how about the 8-year-olds?
Maybe having some being able to call people.
Okay, so all right. So the 6-year-old we don't, but the 8, the 9. So everybody else we need to. And including, let's give the 14-year-old a way to call for help too. Okay?
Yeah.
Just because she's developmentally, as you said, challenged. So I want to make sure we do that. So let me do some good homework on his, okay?
Okay.
And because it's not just one solution. It's not just like, oh, here, go get this watch. The 14-year-old, is she autistic?
No, she is not autistic.
Okay. All right. Because there are some watches made specifically for people who are on that spectrum.
Okay.
And that's why I was just diving a little bit more into that. Any other issues with any of the other kids?
Nothing. They all have their own problems, believe me, with the number of psych visits we have every week, but no, not really.
Okay. All right. Well, I get that. I understand. So I have my notes. I'll work on this over the weekend. Okay.
Okay.
And then I will shoot you an email, and I want you to look at the ones that I select for each of the children. And then if there are any issues with you affording any of these watches, I will pay for them for the kids.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Because you hear me, you probably hear, I do random acts of kindness, and my heart goes out to you for taking these 7 children into your home and to your life. And, not just now, but forever, you're their forever home, and which is wonderful that you did this and with your wife. And so I'm going to pick out all the watches for the 7 kiddos, and then we'll figure out, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to buy all the kids a watch. All right?
Okay, that's great. Thanks.
Let me just, rather than you going back and forth with me, I can't afford this, I can do this or whatever. Okay. So it'll be my gift for you and to the kids. Let me pick them all out, but I'm going to send you my list first, okay, before I buy them.
Okay.
Because I want to make sure that you're on board with this, and these are watches that you say, oh yeah, Johnny can do this one, Susie can handle this one, I'm going to give this one to Mary. And so because each kid has their little idiosyncrasies, I want to make sure that we give them the right solution for this environment that you are so wonderful in bringing these kids into. So Josh, thank you for your call. You'll hear from me probably early part of next week, and then we can go back and forth via email. Hey, if you think that you're worthy of a random act of kindness, I'd love to help you out. Just head over to the website, that's commando.com, and in the upper right-hand corner, there's a link that says Email Kim. And by the way, I'm the only person that ever reads those emails. And again, that's komando.com. Every week, nearly 40 billion job seekers visit LinkedIn. You can post a job for free and find qualified candidates for your business needs quickly with LinkedIn Jobs. Just head over to linkedin.com/Kim, linkedin.com/Kim. LinkedIn.com/Kim. Terms and conditions apply. We have a great tip over on our website about how you need to set up your Google account for when you pass away. I know it's not happy. It's called the Inactive Account Manager. The Inactive Account Manager. So you can decide how long your account should be inactive before they say, okay, this person's gone. All right, let me ask you a question. What's the most important piece of technology that helps you get online? Now, if you guessed the modem, yeah, that's important too, but the router, yeah, a lot of people, we just don't think about it. This thing just keeps humming in the background. I got a call on my weekend radio show. Guy had the same router for 10 years. Oh no, there's been just a slew of updates. And then he was wondering why his gigabyte line really wasn't all that fast. Yeah, he needs a new router. So how do you find? First of all, you count how many devices in your home are using the internet. Now, a weak router won't be able to support as many devices at once, which will totally affect your speed. Now, second, you have to look at the size of your home. And you may notice that there are dead zones where Wi-Fi just doesn't reach. Plus, there are areas further away from the router that will give you slower internet speeds. So what you want is a router with a strong antenna that can penetrate walls and then reach more areas of your home. And finally, you have to make sure that the router has secure encryption to block out intruders. WPA3 is the latest encryption standard, and it's also the most secure. Now, to find the best router, just answer a few questions, and I will recommend the best router for you. Go to commando.com/router quiz. Once again, that's commando.com/router quiz. Thanks for listening, and you'll always find me on the website. That's commando.com. One more thing, make sure that you sign up for our free tech newsletters delivered right to your inbox. Head over to komando.com/subscribe now while you're thinking about it. Once again, that's komando.com/subscribe. And thanks for listening. I appreciate you.